I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Hello there, welcome to Writing on the Wall, episode number 152. I call this one, Who Are You? You know, I see people with strings of initials after their name, serpentine lines of initials after their name, like snakes are following them. What does all that mean? MBA, well, okay. But MA, Master of Arts, I don't think so. PhD, all right. You know, MD, all right. But for goodness sakes, you know, I can string 19 initials after there, and that and $2 will get me on the subway. I'm a CSP and a CPAE from the Speakers Association. Never got me a speech. I'm a CSP and a CMC and an FCMC from the consulting organization. Never got me a consulting assignment. Nobody cares. So why do we string these initials after our name? Why is everyone a best-selling author? You know, the phrase has been debased. If you want to get on the top 10 list, by the way, at the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, spend $120,000. Every book I publish, I get that offer from people who arrange to have the purchases made. I'm not willing to spend $120,000 just to say I was on the top 10 list. I am a best-selling author, of course. I've sold hundreds of thousands of books collectively. People are sought after speakers. Everybody's sought after. What are you sought after? Writing bad checks? Knock it off. We don't need all this. Who are you? A woman approaches me who belongs to the Speakers Association with me, and she says, I've got a new book coming out. I think highly of your work. Would you endorse my book? And I said, yes, if it's commercially published, you send me the manuscript so I can read it, and my endorsement goes on the rear cover, not buried inside with 45 other people I never heard of. It's a brand issue for me. She says, well, I'll write the endorsement for you. You could just sign it. I said, I just don't consider any of this ethical. She said, okay, well, let's forget about it. Indeed. I get requests every week for interviews, podcasts, Zoom, I don't know what. You know, I get 10, 15 requests a month for interviews. I turn down almost all of them. I might do one or two a month from either people I know or people who make a good case, whose demographic makes sense for me. But most of these are self-aggrandizing. They cite people they've interviewed you never heard of, and if you look at one of them, they do most of the talking, and the lighting's poor, and the verbiage is poor, everything's poor. People are trying to be somebody. That's not the way to do it. Some guy says to me, I'd like some advice on this issue. I said, I don't coach for free. He said, well, I thought you do it for a peer. I said, you and I aren't peers. He said, sure, we both belong to LinkedIn. Well, listen, belonging to something that you can belong to for free doesn't make you my peer. Paying to belong to something that I also belong to doesn't make you my peer. Sorry. You know, from Chorus Line, there's this great song, and in it, there's the line, am I my resume? Because actors are reduced to this headshot and a resume. Am I my resume? No, you're not. Who is anyone? You know, we're so consumed with identity these days, but it's such a narrowly based focus. Race, color, ethnicity, gender, age, causes. It's all about identity. It's so narrow. Who are you? You're more than a cause. You're more than your gender. You're more than your color. We need to seek a common humanity, not some isolated identity, not some common identity, but our common humanity. You're someone of value, and so am I. How do we know it? How do we prove it? By our behavior, by the way we act. Not our claims, not our words, and not our identity.